Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Elena, and today I felt really compelled to do a quick video on a message that I really want to talk about today. First, I want to show you my earrings I just bought. These little cute little dragon earrings. Aren't they fun? Anyways, I felt compelled today to make a video for those who are really dedicated to the spiritual journey and that path in terms of healing generational wounding, transmuting trauma, and just shifting energies. And they know that they have different energies. Like, if this video is for you, you will find it. You will know that it's for you. And if it doesn't resonate with you, then clearly it isn't for you. This video is for people who know that they are born different, that their path is different. And it can be very isolating because the path to connecting to your higher self and being true to your higher self and connecting to your guides and angels, you're working with individuals and communities that are not in the physical reality most of the time. So a lot of times people may misunderstand you because maybe you're just vibing in a different frequency, or they misunderstand you because you're just so different from them, because maybe they're born in a more practical lifetime in terms of being more grounded, focused on very earthly things. But you're someone who does work in the astral realm. You do healing work. You do Reiki. You do like light work, sound healing. You do a lot of things that are not really physical in many ways. And from the outside, with people who don't do that stuff, they may view you as someone who may not be doing a lot of what they would do in terms of being productive in the capitalistic society that we're in. But you're doing so much when it comes to energy work and healing and recognizing patterns and breaking those patterns. This video is for those people because I feel like sometimes on this journey, when you're on that path, it can feel incredibly isolating. It can feel as if there's nobody around you, because a lot of your work is work that's within. It is connection to your guides. It is connection to the energies around you. It's honing in on your psychic abilities. And it can be, I wouldn't say lonely, because you know that you're not alone. You know, you're surrounded by your guides and your angels. You can communicate with them all the time. However, it just feels like there's a part that is, I wouldn't say missing. It just feels like sometimes it's difficult to find people in your reality who really relate to you or understand what it is that you're saying. And sometimes I think about it from a logical perspective of why that might be. It could be because maybe you're placed in spaces where you are supposed to be the different one, to shed a different potential outline or lifetime perspective or whatever, for other people to observe and make a choice for themselves as to whether or not that's something that they want to do. Now, and even though you may know that that's your path, because that is part of the healer's journey in so many ways, being placed in spaces to shift the energy of a space, to shift and bring awareness to other people. And it's like you don't even have to say anything. It's almost like your energy reflects to them what it is that they have been denying in themselves, or maybe it's triggering them and bringing something up for them to which they need to heal, because their higher self has called forth you to meet up with their lower selves to help move them along the path with your energy if they choose, because they have free will to choose. Now, I hope you guys understand what I'm saying here. Because on this journey, if you are still here with me and you understand exactly what I'm saying, you will also know that when you're doing that healing work, you are healing so much of your shadows. You accept your shadows and your light, and you've healed to the point where you've kept your heart open. You've kept your kept being compassionate, you have empathy, you understand people at a very deep level because you see it, you recognize it, you've seen it in yourself, you've seen it in other people. When you accept the dark in yourself as well as the light, you're easily able to see other people's shadows, and without even meaning to, it can trigger people. Unfortunately, some people will take those triggers negatively, while some people will take them positively and move it forward with their lives. And it can be very uncomfortable sometimes when they don't take those triggers positively. And even though, you know, Spirit's like, don't take it personally, ignore them, focus on you, there's a part of you that will always, I don't know, unless you're some absolutely resilient, you know, untouchable, like, light being, most folks, because they have feelings and they're highly sensitive, they're likely going to absorb what they feel around them. So they can, if they have psychic abilities too, they're likely to feel what other people are perceiving of them. Even if they know it's none of their business, it still affects them, especially if you have a lot of people who don't want to do that work, who are triggered and continue to project and blame. And it's uncomfortable to be in that space because you're not meant to continue to stay in spaces like that, because you deserve to be happy and be at peace. You've worked so hard to be in that space. Why must you be around people who are constantly triggered by you? These are things that I ask myself when I get super confused about, you know, certain people that I have to be around. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Even if I'm not saying anything, I feel like these people just either don't like me or they get really triggered, and I'm just like, so, and I'm left with confusion. That's what it is I'm left with confusion because that's what happens. Because you start to wonder what happened. Like, why is this person all of a sudden, they don't like me? They don't want to talk to me. Or you say something that triggers the crap out of them and you have no idea why. You don't even mean to. You could be saying just a regular thing and it just like sets them off, and it's strange. And for those who are a mirror and they know they are a mirror, or they're a catalyst where they know they shake up things and bring towers down in people's lives, or they just, there's an energy about them where it's like nothing can be hidden from them. You know who you are, and this video is for you. Because anytime I ever feel isolated and I feel like it's almost like a burden. I wouldn't say to have a burden because, you know, I know my gifts are my own, and they're given to me for a reason. There's times where I feel like the isolation that I feel, it can be very difficult. And sometimes I just want to be, and quite frankly, sometimes I just want to go in my bed and just like stay in my bed and cry, especially when things get really bad. And I feel very isolated, but I know this is what I tell myself too. I change my perspective when that happens. It's like, if I ever feel that way, I will always tell myself, if I stay in my bed and I cry over somebody just projecting constantly and I feel so powerless and helpless in that, what is happening is that I am in the same frequency as that person, or I am as unhappy as that person that is projecting to me. That powerlessness, usually people, when they get triggered, they take that and they move forward and figure out what's happening internally. But those who don't want to do the work will get triggered and project and can make your life a living hell. Made myself get up and I put my makeup on and I told myself, if I don't get up and start living my life and doing the things that make me happy, then they win. They win. They have made it the way that they wanted me to be, which is to stay hidden, stay in my house, not continue being myself, not continue speaking my truth and shining my light the way that I do. They would have won. So I made myself get up and I went out. I got myself some earrings. I got some wonderful things. I had a really good time. Met up with some friends. It was absolutely wonderful. Whoever needs this message will know what I mean when I'm saying this. There's a card also that, you know, this is from Alana Fairchild's Crystal Mandala Oracle card. Deck, this is one of my favorite decks that I've ever bought. It is one of the most powerful decks I've ever had in my collection or have in my collection. And the card that always comes up for me when I feel alone or isolated, or I feel defeated or powerless in a situation, especially when it's like you're doing everything you possibly can to make a situation better, or like communicate clearly so there's no misunderstandings, and people still choose to be triggered by you. This card comes up for me every time. And I'm going to read you the excerpt from this deck here. So this one is the number 37 card by Goddess. It says Goddess Tara and Tibetan Quartz, and it says her eye ever open. Okay, so as I read this, like, this always hits me every time, and like, it's the perfect card anytime I feel like this, and I know it will be the perfect card for whoever's listening to this video. It says, we bring you the empowerment of her eye ever open. The divine protection around you is absolute and complete. Your simple request for the Universal Mother to watch out for you and to protect what has meaning for you allows you to live your life, do your work, and know the most powerful one is caring for your well-being on all levels. You can trust, be free from worry, and remain open to the world with joy in your heart. As you grow spiritually, the reach of your light increases. You become increasingly open and visible to more souls. You become a shining spiritual sun, bringing light to the earth. Do you notice that people have different reactions to the sun? Some worship, others respect, and some fear. These reactions are all about the belief systems and consciousness of the people, not the nature of the sun itself. The sun is exactly the same, whether it is recognized for its health-giving properties or for being destructive to health. The sun is powerful, and it continues to shine and simply be what it is, unaffected by the reactions of those to its light. For those on the path of love and light, there are lessons to be learned from this. If you decide whether or not to be who you are, to shine your light, based on the reactions of those around you, then you will forever be confused. There will always be those that admire and support you in who you are, and those that, for their own fearful reasons, will not. If you allow the negativity of those in fear to become part of how you view yourself, you will undermine yourself. You will have allowed negativity to sabotage your spiritual light. This can happen when you take to heart the critical remark of another who is more interested in criticizing others than focusing on their own personal healing. You may not wish to do it. You may even realize what is happening, and yet their fear may still make you stumble a little, doubt yourself, or feel afraid that if you keep shining bright, you may suffer attacks from others. You may even wonder why you have attracted that situation to yourself, which is a way healers can unintentionally use their intention to assume spiritual responsibility to undermine themselves. Being responsible for your own responses to the world is appropriate, assuming that the consciousness that another chooses for themselves as your doing is not. If you do this, you are colluding with the fear, agreeing that it is appropriate behavior for another to blame you for their pain. This is not wise, true, or empowering for anyone. Like, I don't know if anyone has ever watched Bashar Anka. He channeled a message about true compassion. You know, I'm paraphrasing, I don't know the exact quote, but he says something to the line of, the way to be truly compassionate towards another person is to truly be yourself authentically. It's the part of you that is so loving that you are embodying the true authentic voice and expression that is you, and it allows people to perceive you and make a choice for themselves, to do that for themselves in terms of being authentic and true to themselves. Your ability to embody that energetically and just freely be yourself is giving them almost like a permission slip to be like, you can do the same thing. You know, like, it is the ultimate gift that you can give to somebody. And unfortunately, there are those who simply don't want to do that work, and that's okay, you know. So if you ever feel isolated, or you feel like you want to sabotage your light or dim yourself down because people are criticizing you, or you're feeling alone, or you're feeling like there's a lot of negativity going towards you, I want you to remember this. Remember that the sun doesn't stop shining just because people feel uncomfortable. The sun is supposed to shine. That is its job. That is what the sun does. And if people don't like it, they can look away. But don't stop shining. Don't stop being you. Okay, so that is my message to you today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will talk to you soon. Okay, bye.